Hello there, friend. Welcome to Start Early Today, the sacred art of being alive, finding paradise in the pause between breaths. There's a moment each morning when I catch myself reaching for my phone before my feet even touch the floor. And in that split second, that pause between sleep and the rushing river of consciousness, I remember what Thich Nhat Hanh taught us. The present moment is the only time over which we have dominion. This morning, instead of scrolling, I stayed in that pause. I felt my breath. I noticed the light filtering through my window like grace itself, painting geometric patterns on the wall that seemed to whisper, "You are already whole." The reversal of everything we've been taught. When you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. That's a favorite quote by Wayne Dyer that has been burned in my brain. Phil Stutz calls it the reversal of desire, one of the tools in his amazing book called Tools. Shout out to my sister for giving me her copy. And it's also a Netflix special starring this comedian. You'll figure it out. Just to go to Netflix and go and type in Tools by Phil Stutz. Moving toward pain instead of away from it. But what if we applied this same principle to joy? What if we stopped running from happiness because we're afraid it won't last? I'm writing this while sitting in my kitchen, watching steam rise from the morning coffee like incense in a temple I never knew I was building. The countertop holds yesterday's dishes, a half-read book, scattered notes from dreams I'm afraid to chase. This ordinary mess is my monastery. And wherever you are, it can be your monastery. Most of the time it's in the car, it can be in the bathroom, it can be while you're doing laundry. Each and every time you can choose to drop in and sit still and straighten your spine and relax your whole body. You are tapping into your church, your temple, your monastery. And you can easily revert from serving the external world. It needs to be yourself first, filling up your cup first before you run hither and thither in service. Because once you tap into this inexhaustible source of energy, once you're tapped in, capacity is limitless. When you're backed with your why, when you're truly aligned with the purpose of your life, you'll never get tired, nor bored, nor find meaninglessness, because each and every move is so meaningful that everything is just perfectly in order. And this happens with an internal shift. It's just the way you look at things, the way you look at yourself, the way you perceive yourself in relation to the world. You are perfect and you are needed. You are a piece of the puzzle that which God continuously knows itself. You are a hair in the grand creature, that which is God. You are the universe looking onto itself, blossoming, flowering, radiating. You are eternal sound. You are eternal Om. And beyond poetic and artistic literature, there's a simple divine truth in this. If you just sit quietly and just meditate on life and step back from your seemingly problematic drama or problems, you can drop into your heart and drop into your soul and drop into your energetic resonance that is in accordance with the world. My favorite author, Byron Katie, would ask, is it true that enlightenment happens somewhere else? Can I absolutely know that peace exists in some distant ashram rather than right here? In the sacred space between my coffee cup and my racing thoughts? The whole message of my writing and my rambling is liberation is right here, peace is right here, love is right here. That there is nothing you need to fix or nothing that you need to change. And it is also into it aligns with cognitive theory that everything is neither good nor bad, it's just is. And to become a lover of what is, and we add a little oomph, we kick it up a notch in living a life that is fully integrated with what life can truly be. If your potential is to become compassionate and a dynamic creator, it is now. It is happening in the excitement of your imagination, and you can tap into that feeling of wholeness, of becoming, and you'll see magic will happen around you. And you're just sitting there sipping your coffee, and you are above your racing thoughts. You're above your chattering mind. You do not need to react to your mind's ramblings. It just narrates things that it already knows and things that it is afraid of. That is the addiction of the ego. The ego loves thinking, dissecting, analyzing, comparing, defending its correctness. But the truth that is bigger than the ego's truth is all is correct and all is divine, even though it may appear its opposite. Because above duality is oneness. One won't be... It's all made up of the same piece of the stick, as they say, or the same material, one piece of the coin. It contains both sides. And those both sides are neither good nor bad. It's just when you side to one thing, it causes you energy. It drains you of your vital force energy. When you cast a vote on the other side and condemn the other side, it gets your reality lopsided and sensitive, because everything is subject to change and flux and mixing together. Because everything is a part of everything. Nothing is really separate. And going back to the authority of your own aliveness, that's why we're learning these things of oneness, spirituality, ease, peace, mindfulness, body work, is to take charge of the beauty of the life that which is that you deserve, that is oughtly for you, that the life that you ought to live. So authorize it. Authorize the life that you would like to lead. There are no rules. And the more quirky and the more weird or unique you are, the better. Lean into that, because that is of high value. The world values uniqueness and diversity. So whatever it is that you can find flow in, jump into that. As Soren Kierkegaard said, face the facts of being what you are, for that is what changes that you are. That's pretty profound. Within you is a sacred capacity which is unlimited. Within you is a possibility that surpasses anything your anxiety-ridden mind can conceive. You're bigger than your mind, you're bigger than your thoughts. You are not the story that you tell yourself. Aren't you tired and sick of the stories that don't help you progress towards a more feeling good, a more loving version of yourself? So these stories, if we attach to them, we make believe of them, and it then becomes our reality. So each moment you can snap back to center, to emptiness, to nothingness, to a blank slate. So if you're living with the stories of the past, make sure that you're picking up the lessons and not the drama, not the trauma. If you're still carrying those trauma, through mindful inquiry, you can liberate yourself from it by thanking it and learning from it. What's the nugget here? What's the gem here? Because it both contains poop and gem. But if you can let go of the poop and put it somewhere where it is going to be used as fertilizer, you can take the gem and just allow nature to grow the trees, of learning and honoring your journey, carving that path. Within you burns a fire that, if fanned with attention rather than suffocated with self-doubt, can set the world ablaze with love. And to do anything and everything with love, you tidy up your surroundings with love. You brush your teeth with love. You walk with love. It's all about forgiving and approving of yourself. You are a beacon of light and of hope. It's so rare that you became a human out of the millions of sperm cells. It's you who met with the egg and have connected with the divine spirit from the cosmos, and you chose that body, that vehicle, to get to know yourself even more, for love, refinement, for evolution. So right now, place your hand on your chest, feel your heartbeat. That rhythm is the universe drumming you into existence. And the ego or the intellectual mind can never explain how the heartbeat works. We keep on studying the DNA and how it works, putting codes on it, but nature does this effortlessly, and you can go about your life as effortlessly as the DNA, as the double helix, as the stem cells creating life. And this is your inner authority. You have an inner authority, once again inspired by Phil Stutz's work, speaking not through the grand gestures or perfect decisions, but through the simple miracle of your continued life, of your breathing, of your living, drinking, urinating, and pooping, and brushing your teeth, and you're pretty much well put together. And sensing that, looking at yourself as that, you're gonna become even more of that, well put together in all areas of your life: family, finances, creativity, worthwhile experiences. And a very good tool is to become grateful. My favorite creator or internet persona is Naval Ravikant, and he reminds us that a happy person is just a person who has good thoughts. But what generates better thoughts than gratitude for what's already here? And a notch higher, a favorite practice of mine is to desire what you already have, because you can imagine 5 years ago, 5 years ago, everything that you have now was only a desire and a dream. And now, to know and to acknowledge and to honor the things that you have, you'll end up having more. Focus on the things that you have, you'll end up having more of that. What you focus on expands. What you pay attention to becomes hardened into reality. So if your mind is constantly complaining of the things that are yet to be, that's what you get. You get incompleteness and separateness from the whole. And it does not feel good. And you know this. Once you feel that something is incomplete, something is out of hand, something is wrong, something needs to be a certain way, there's a certain lopsidedness in your stance, and you can look at your facial expression. It's like scrunched in a way, and that's not a very good use of our tool. Your body is a tool, so relax your shoulders, lift up your chest, and project a calm smile. You can revert aging by thinking good thoughts and eating good food and regular exercise. These are all basic stuff, but we take for granted because we're too distracted with a cell phone and the things that are outside of us, the things that we are marketed to. I'm here marketing to you and selling you the completeness of what you are, that what you're searching for is already here. So a good practice is to name 3 things you can see right now, not things you should be grateful for, things that are actually present. The curve of light on your wall, the texture of fabric against your skin, those things, the mere fact that you can feel and sense and you can think that you're thinking, and you can discern good thoughts from bad thoughts. That's a miracle in and of itself. And to accentuate the God in you, to tune into the presence of God in you, to think like a God, to know that you are a spark of the divine, and you are divine, and there's no... You are it, my friend. You are majestic. It's happening each and every time we breathe, but we're focused on problems that are too little, and the divinity in ourselves are set aside. So I'd like for you to tune into your peace, tune into your truth, the truth of what you are, your higher self, and through the practice of active gratitude and inner authority and reversal of desire. These are things that you can come up with. So come up with your own tools. That's my challenge to you, because these writers, like myself and all these authors, you can go way back to the ancient Greeks. They're all in you already, these wisdoms. And my challenge for you is to create your own top tip. Be mindful. Think of things that are good, true, pure, noble, and godlike. Philippians 4:18, if I'm not mistaken, my friend. So they're all in the ancient scriptures. Love yourself first, and then you shall be loved. And then you love others. Look at yourself in the mirror and accept yourself, honor yourself, make yourself strong, do the steps. Do the steps that will create the ultimate man or woman that's capable of dreaming and achieving. So whatever it is that you're going through, I can help you with that. Let's do a discovery call. Go to startearlytoday.com. There's a button there wherein you can book a time. So we'll go over these techniques. And another thing is the inquiry of impossible love. This is highly influenced by this author, Marianne Williamson. I always have her book called Return to Love. It's just this unconditional love is God. If you see the world through unconditional love, if you love life, if you love existence, you'll spend little or no time with petty preferences, petty, small-minded, egoic yearning for aggrandizement or personal gain. Let go of that personal gain. Just serve. And what you gain through serving is the betterment of the whole. The betterment of the whole wide world. So that is what active love is all about. Not the version of you who meditates daily, eats perfectly, speaks only of kind words. The you who is reading this with yesterday's wounds still tender, tomorrow's fears still whispering, today's imperfections still glaring. You can love that person. So what we just mentioned are the what do you call these adjectives that these true human traits, the human traits of being incomplete. Okay? The imperfect you is still perfect. So there's no need to condemn and judge. All we need to do is pick up the lesson and integrate it immediately. So love that person. Love it fiercely. Love them like the universe intended when it spent billions of years evolving consciousness so you could experience this moment of recognition. So you recognize yourself and attune to what's true, pure, noble, and godlike. So if you're liking these concepts, if you're fired up and inspired, I invite you to share the podcast. It's called Start Early today on all your streaming services. And we will close with this. The most painful state of being is remembering the future, particularly the one you'll never have. But this moment, this breath, this heartbeat, this perfect, ordinary miracle of consciousness reading these words, this moment you already have. And it is everything. Boom. That's nice. That's nice. You can also go to Substack. We do a lot of writing on Substack, and it's a very vibrant community of pure-hearted, well-intended beings. I shout you out. Thank you to all who support through the Coffee app, and to all supporters upgrading to paid subscription. It helps me create more. It fires me up, and it's like putting coal in the fire. Let's make pure of the world, and it starts with you by making pure of your heart, making pure of the way you see things. That's it for today. Hope you enjoyed. Namaste.